Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is a 2019 overview. So we'll be focusing on the energies for each sign for each of the months. For my returning viewers, welcome back. And for new viewers, welcome. I'm glad that you found me here on YouTube. The way that the reading is done, I pull a card for each of the months, plus I pull an extra card for sort of each quarter. So we take a look at each month and then sort of look at that quarter as a whole. And it's just to kind of see what energies are surrounding us as we move through, or as we look forward to 2019. For the reading, I'll be using the Tarot of the Spirit deck by Pamela and Joyce Eakins, and I will also use the Zillich Tarot by Christine Zillich. These are general readings. I like to remind everybody that the messages may or may not resonate. The only way to get a truly personalized reading would be to order a private reading from me. If you are interested, all of the information can be found in the description box below this video. All right, so I will stop for now, and we'll see each of the signs in 1 second for the shuffle. Hi Taurus, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your 2019 overview. As you can see, I have shuffled off camera and laid the spread to save a little bit of time. So the way that the spread is done, you can see around the outside we have the 12 months of the year, and then so we work sort of from the out in, because here we have one card for each of the 4 quarters, and then at the center we have the heart of your reading for 2019. So we'll begin here with the card for January. You have the 4 of water. This would be the 4 of cups, and it's called the flood in this deck. Followed by, for February, Mother Earth. This is the Queen of Pentacles. And for March, you have the 9 of water. This is the 9 of cups, and it's called Rainbow Mirror. And the overall energy for the first quarter of the year, you have the Prince of Swords. So this would be the Knight of Swords, okay? And I will give you, since this deck, the Tarot of the Spirit deck, it does have slightly different meanings. So I'll give you, both the overall or the general, more traditional meaning for the card, and then I'll also give you the specific meaning for this deck. So starting off with January, 4 of water. Usually the 4 of cups, it has to do with boredom, right? Of apathy, of not feeling very rewarded or happy with a situation. This can be a relationship. This can be a job situation, a living arrangement. The suit of water, it deals with our emotions and our feelings. It has to do with our relationships, and also how our emotions affect our behaviors and ultimately, affect our relationships. And so with this 4, usually there's it depicts somebody sort of staring absent-mindedly at a cup, not really feeling that enthusiastic about something, right? About what is being offered. So there could be in January a feeling of, maybe you've outgrown a situation. Maybe you've outgrown, again, whether this is a relationship, a work situation, whatever this might be for you, you might be outgrowing, this period of feeling happy there. So while, in the past you did feel happy doing whatever that was, or being in that relationship, or, being in that place, for whatever reason in January, it's like you're, it now, everything just seems very, very old, very stale. You need something new. So, when this happens, it's like change is really the only thing that that will get you out of this energy. And it's interesting that we have the flood as the name for this card, because that's what, the flood, it's like when if you think about, say, a river, when a river overruns its banks, it builds up, it builds up, it builds up, and then it's like it can't take it anymore, right? The banks, they can't hold it in, and then it's just sort of a natural progression, right? It overflows, and then by overflowing, eventually it will recede, and then a new sort of cycle will begin. So there might be this need for change in the month of January. In February, you have the energy of this Earth Mother. So the Queen of Pentacles could be an individual. Obviously, Taurus, you are an Earth sign. So this could be just you very much in your element in the month of February, after possibly making or having some change, significant change come about in the month of January. In February, you're very much, in your element. And, with the Earth energy, obviously, it has to do with the tangible things here in the material realm. So it's the work that we do. It's the money that we earn. It has to do with our homes, families, material possessions, resources. And this, this Earth Mother, this Queen of Pentacles, she's somebody who's very compassionate. She's very nurturing. She loves taking care of others. And she does so in a very hands-on, very tangible, really sort of down-to-earth way. So she does so by cooking, by cleaning, by caring for, by, it's really hands-on type of affection that the Queen of Pentacles shows. She's also somebody who, obviously, suit of Pentacles, money. She's very good at making money. She's a hard worker. She's good at holding on to her money, managing her resources and her finances. So this could be you just, very in control of things going on within the, your work sector, your home sector. You working very hard, taking care of things around the home, taking care of your family. And it's a very solid and stable energy. And it's followed by this beautiful, wish fulfillment, the Nine of Water or Nine of Cups. It's the, it's the wish fulfillment card. It's the minor arcana version of the star card. It's wish upon a star, have everything, come to fruition that you have hoped for. And so there could be, in the month of March, there could be some type of wish fulfillment, finding out about something that does bring you great joy, great happiness, whether this is a relationship, whether this is, more to do with your career, however it plays out. Obviously, it's going to play out differently for everybody watching, but there's wish fulfillment in the month of March. And, and if we look at sort of this quarter as a whole, there's a leaving behind or a change that's going to bring about greater fulfillment and happiness and wish fulfillment. So whatever change comes in the month of January, ultimately, by the time you get to, the end of this first quarter of the year, you're in a very good position, okay? And you have, as the overall energy, the Prince of Swords. So air energy, it has to do with, it's the suit of the mind, right? It's our intellect. It's where we come up with our ideas. It's also communication, how we communicate those ideas to other people. And this would typically be the Knight of Swords. And knights in the Tarot, they go off on quests. They go off in search of things. And this particular knight could be an individual. If so, this would typically be more of a middle-aged air sign individual. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, male or female. And this person is usually somebody who is very good at using their intellect, right? Is very keen, very sharp. Somebody who goes after what they want, right? And isn't afraid to kind of take on or tackle anything that might come up as they're, going on this quest. They also bring back news, right? They're messengers at times. So this could be news coming in. There could be an offering coming in, and it could have something to do with this wish fulfillment here. But it's, and it can be sort of quick energy as well with the swords, the suit of wands, so fire energy, swords, air energy. They're the quicker moving knight. So this could be quite quickly that this happens. Now, as you get to the second quarter of the year, you have for the month of April, the Three of Earth. This is the Three of Pentacles, and it's called Works in this deck. Followed by the Eight of Water. This is the Eight of Cups, and it's called Still Waters in this deck. And you have Father Water. So this would be the King of Cups. And the overall energy for the second quarter, you have the Four of Swords. And in this deck, it's called Truce. And without getting too far ahead of myself, you have both of the transition cards. In the Minor Arcana, we have the Six of Swords, the Eight of Cups. Those are the two transition cards. You have both of them here in your reading. So, but this second quarter, right? In April, we have Three of Earth. This usually speaks of having reached some type of short-term goal, some type of short-term celebration or project. It's you just being very diligent, working very hard at something, possibly needing to or partnering with others. This can be working, on a team, working on a project with a group of people. This can be, partnering up with somebody else to sort of move forward, whatever your work agenda is. But it's, threes in the tarot are they're expansive energies, right? They have to, if we think of the Empress, three of the major arcana, she is very fertile, right? She is expansive energy. It's about giving birth to new projects and ideas. So with this Three of Earth, there could be, you could be planning or sort of looking at, where you are, what you've accomplished so far, and then kind of thinking about, all right, if I, do I need to do anything differently? Do I need to just keep working like I am? Do I need to partner with others to get where I want to get? But it's, with this Works card, it's really kind of affirming that whatever it is that you are doing, whatever this work is that you've chosen, it's, it's the right one for you. And you're really using your skills. There's material success at hand. And so, there's a lot of successful energy surrounding you. So whatever this change was that you experienced in the first quarter, it's like there is, you're on the right path here. Now, in the month of May, Still Waters, the Eight of Water, usually this card speaks of like transitioning out of one situation into another. And usually it's about leaving behind something that no longer serves you, right? And even though what lies ahead might not be 100% clear right now, you do so trusting that, where you are heading is going to be better for you, more in line with, emotionally and what you want for your life. And so there's a transitioning here. And, in this deck, it's slightly different. It is called Still Waters. Let me hold this up again so you can see it. And, it speaks of a time of withdrawal and retreating and, sort of clearing your mind and having this time to sort of withdraw and be by yourself, taking a break to sort of reflect on things. So in this particular deck, it's not so much about leaving, right? It's more about retreating and kind of reflecting. So this could be you reflecting on, what you have been working on, how things are going in your life. It does come in the month of, what did I say here? May. So, heading into sort of end of the spring, heading into the summer. So there might be some type of taking a break, going on a vacation. It is water energy. There might be water surrounding you. And you also have the Father Water here. So there could be something to do with needing to take a break, which is interesting because you have the Four of Swords, which I was going to say when I was talking about this card, I was going to say it almost makes me think of the Four of Swords energy in the traditional tarot, and you do have that. So there is something to do with, needing to retreat, withdraw, plan, heal even. And this could be physically, emotionally, mentally, right? There could have been a lot of, maybe this change, it could have been a little bit difficult because change is, it can be challenging. So there might be a need to sort of take this time out, relax, retreat, and, have this time for yourself here. And you have for the month of June, the King of Cups, Father Water. This could be an individual, right, coming in, playing a significant role in your life at this time. If so, this would typically be an older water sign individual, male or female, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And he is usually somebody who's very open, very receptive. He's very compassionate. If there's, if he's dealing with a situation, he's usually very receptive. He's and fair as well, right? He's a fair. He has very balanced emotions as the king of his suit, which is the suit of emotions and feelings. He's very emotionally balanced and stable. He's also quite intuitive, right? Suit of Cups also deals with intuition and psychic abilities. So you could be needing to trust in your instincts at this time. Be guided by your intuition and your instincts. There could be, you could be opening yourself up to new things at this time after taking this time out for yourself, right? You could be finding yourself sort of being more receptive to new ideas, to new people in your life. Now, as you head into the third quarter, we have the Two of Earth. This would be the Two of Pentacles. And in this deck, it's called Cause and Effect, followed by Major Arcana number 4, the Emperor. And so this would be for July, August, and September, you have Major Arcana, the Star. So this is number 17 of the Major Arcana. And the overall energy for the third quarter is a repeater card. So this is the Empress. You have the Emperor for the month of August, and you also have it as the overall energy for this quarter. So there's you start off this quarter with a focus on the tangible things, right? We have earth energy, the Two of Earth, and this can have to do with, traditionally, the Two of Pentacles is like this balancing act, right? This can be you trying or sort of juggling your finances, trying to juggle all the different areas of your life, trying to keep all of the balls up in the air, doing, balancing your home with your work life, balancing, or even finding that time for yourself. And in this particular deck, it is given this name of cause and effect. And so, you could be, during this month of July, you could be trying to bring things into balance within your life, right? Trying to work things out, work out the details, and also understanding more how, one thing leads to another by, for example, by focusing all of your energies, or throwing yourself into your work, you might be affecting negatively even, your family, or not having enough time for yourself, or, so it's understanding. There's this sort of process of discovering, process of understanding that your life is continually, changing. There's this continual cause and effect based on your actions, based on the decisions that you make, right? Could have something to do with your career. Again, this could be just trying to bring the different areas of your life back into balance. And there's, with the Emperor coming in for the month of August, and then also as the overall energy, the Emperor is the ultimate father figure, right? He is the ultimate figure of patriarchy in the Tarot. So he is, he's like the higher up of the kings, right? The kings rule over their kingdoms. The Emperor, he rules over his empire. So he's very protective of what is his, right? Of his domain, of his family, of his home. He's also somebody who, he has control over those things, right? So there's this controlling energy as well. Sometimes this is, I mean, it's good to have control. This could be you at this time, seeking more control, or having to sort of have more control over things in your family life, your home life. But then on the negative side, the Emperor can become a little too domineering, right? And he can sort of turn into a tyrant if not checked, So there's this kind of balance, this fine line between controlling and not becoming overly controlling. The Emperor can be linked with the sign of Aries, so there might be an Aries individual playing a significant role at this time. But he can also be somebody, in this type of authority figure, for example, like somebody in the military or in the police force. So you might be, that might be significant during the month of August. And then you have the Star card. This is healing energy. And you had you have both of them in this way. So you have the minor arcana version of the Star card, and you have the major arcana over here. So the Star is its wish fulfillment. It's a beautiful energy. It's also healing energy. And this Four of Swords can be healing as well. So you do have some healing energy. You have wish fulfillment, sort of, double messages coming through here for you. And it's a beautiful card. It speaks of well-being. It speaks of, again, this wish fulfillment, setting your intentions, putting those intentions out into the universe, and then having that belief, following your own star, that inner star, and believing that these things will happen for you. So there's a need to not just, to have these dreams and desires and wishes, but also to have the faith, to keep the faith, to truly believe that, these things will manifest for you, they will come to pass. And again, going back to the overall energy here of the of this Emperor, he follows rules, right? He has to do with rules, law, and order. So there could be something to do with dealing with a lawyer, dealing with a judge, the court system. But it is, the ruler, he conquers his enemies. So this is a card of victory, of power, of control, of leadership. So, you could be taking control over, and bringing this balance back into your life. And with the healing energy of the Star card, I think that the main focus for the third quarter could be, you taking back control. It's, you are in control of things in your life during the third quarter. Now, the last quarter of the year, we begin with October, the Four of Fire. It's called the Flame of Spirit in this deck. Followed by, beautiful, Major Arcana number 19, the Sun, and the Six of Wind. So this is the Six of Swords, and it's called Clarity. And the overall energy for the last quarter of the year is the Queen of Wands. So, beginning with the Four of Wands for October, this is the happy family, the happy home. It can be the twin flame card as well. And this deck obviously doesn't show it, but usually there's the couple, they're in front of a house, there's sort of two wands on one side, two on the other. So this, the 1111 twin flame, it can represent marriage. It can represent, moving in together. There could be a home move. There could be a focus on the home, on the family. It's a card of celebration as well. So there could be, and this comes after all of this, these beautiful energies here of the third quarter and this wish fulfillment. It's like then there's this celebration happening in the month of October. This could play out within the workplace, right? There could be a completion or some type of celebration related to the workplace. This is Wands, is fire energy, so it has to do with the the day-to-day matters in life, such as the work that we do, but it's also our homes, family, creative projects, creative endeavors, and then our own passion and determination and drive, ambition for getting those things done. So, there is some type of celebration in the month of October, and it's like you're growing now, you're beginning a new cycle. It's almost like, it's your own mini wheel of fortune. Things are moving forward, right? There's forward momentum, and you're really feeling very good about where you're headed here, and you should do. I mean, when you get to November, you have the most positive card in the entire deck, right? And the sun is just such a positive, uplifting energy. It's a great sense of realization coming in here. It can have to do with, illumination. So more on a spiritual level, that could be spiritual illumination, right? You could be enlightenment, right, comes in. It's like finally you're understanding things more from a spiritual, on a spiritual level. They're making more sense to you. On a more, mundane level, the sun, it is good health, vitality, abundance. It's, all is right in the world. It's a beautiful energy. And you leave the year with this, again, a transition card. The Six of Wands, Six of Swords. Obviously, it's depicted differently in this deck, but usually the Six of Swords has a woman in a rowboat, and she's being rowed away. She's leaving behind choppy waters, and she's heading into calmer waters. And, it suggests that the period that she is leaving behind no longer serves her, but it's also, where she's heading it's going to be calmer, it's better. She's going to be, she's going to feel happier being in those calmer waters. And it's interesting because in this deck it's called Clarity, which makes me think of the Ace of Swords, which is a card of enlightenment. It is a card of clarity. So a lot of, for this last quarter, sort of completion, cycles ending, clarity, enlightenment. It looks like a powerful end to the year, and you have this Queen of Wands energy as the overall energy. If this could be somebody that you are dealing with at this time. If so, this would typically be an older fire sign individual, so Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, male or female, even though she appears as the Queen. And this is somebody who is, very charismatic, very dynamic. People are attracted to this person. She's very alluring and attractive individual, also a leader, somebody who's very good at multitasking, good at doing, handling many projects, many different things at one time, and somebody who's also, not afraid to take risks, somebody who's very passionate about whatever it is that he or she does. And so people, they look to this person as kind of a born leader. And then you do have all of this very, powerful kind of leader energy here, this dominant energy of the Emperor. So if this isn't an individual, this could be you. Just by the time you make it to the last half of 2019, it's like what it is that you want, and you are going after it, and things are working out beautiful. I mean, the whole year looks very nice, but I get that there's a change. You begin the year with this change that's needed, and it might be a little difficult, but by the time you get to sort of the last half of the year, it's, there's culminations. You're definitely seeing things, coming to fruition here. And it's interesting because the heart of your reading, it ties in just wonderfully with your entire spread. You have the overall energy for 2019 is a major arcana number 13, transformation. This is the death card. So significant, life-changing, life-altering endings, changes, right? Metamorphosis, rising from the ashes, right? It's the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's this, yes, change can be difficult. And the death card does speak of needing to face our fears, right? Sometimes people fear change, even if they're not that happy, where they currently are. It's like the fear of change is almost greater. They would just much rather kind of stay still, even though they're not happy because of their fears. So it's about releasing, facing your fears, embracing the change, and embracing what comes after death. I mean, with the death card, we're not focused here on death. We're focused on the rebirth, what comes next, the next phase, right? And in this particular deck, the Osho Zen deck, the transformation card, we can see, let me hold it up for you again. We do have this image of the phoenix, right? And so we have the phoenix, which is, obviously a symbol for transformation. We have this beautiful image of somebody, breaking free, of transforming. And the Osho Zen message for this card, it says, a master in Zen is not simply a teacher. In all the religions, there are only teachers. They teach you about subjects which you don't know, and they ask you to believe because there is no way to bring those experiences into objective reality. Neither has the teacher known them. He has believed them. He transfers his belief to somebody else. Zen is not a believer's world. It is not for the faithful ones. It is for the daring souls who can drop all belief, unbelief, doubt, reason, mind, and simply enter into their pure existence without boundaries. But it brings a tremendous transformation. Hence, let me say that while others are involved in philosophies, Zen is involved in metamorphosis, in a transformation. It is authentic alchemy. It changes you from base metal into gold. But its language has to be understood, not with your reasoning and intellectual mind, but with your loving heart. Or even just listening, not bothering whether it is true or not. And a moment comes suddenly when you see it, which has been eluding you your whole life. Suddenly, what Buddha called 84,000 doors open. And, that really does come through, throughout your reading. We have this clarity of mind. We have the, trusting in your intuition. We have these beautiful changes coming in, wish fulfillment. So it looks like, 2019 has a lot to offer you. There might be a lot of personal transformation, but it's going to be definitely a transformative, very positive year for you. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful 2019. Bye for now.